Okay, grade 8, now we have a section of in circles or on circles. And remember, we're trying to find the area of perimeter of a 2D shapes and specifically circles. Now this gets quite interesting. Let's go straight into it. A circle has a radius and a diameter. So we have a circle. That is our radius. And that is our diameter. It's quite easy to see that the diameter is 2 times the radius. Because remember, the radius is the same all around the circle. So those are the radius, and 2 radiuses equal the diameter. The circle's perimeter is called a circumference, and we're going to call that a capital C. So the distance around a circle is C. Now we're going to introduce something to you called pi, or rather pi, and it looks like this. Practice drawing it it looks like a table, pi. So pi, it is a ratio. The number of pi equals 3.1415 blah blah blah, and it goes on forever. And there's people who spend their lives trying to find the rest of the numbers that go on for pi. But we're going to just think of pi as 3.14. And like I said, it's a ratio, and remember, a ratio is one thing over another, and it is the ratio of a circumference over diameter, and that is C to D. So what do I mean by this? For every circle in the entire world, and any circle you'll ever make, the ratio of C over D is always equal to 3.14 going on. It's always equal to pi. So C over D is always equal to pi. Always. If it's a circle, it's always the case. So like I say, for all circles. So we have a circle. What is the circumference of a circle? Well, remember we said the circumference is the length of the circle edges, and we said pi was 3.14. And this pi, this ratio of 3.14, that is to say that the circumference is 3.14 times bigger than the diameter. So that is equal to C over D for all circles. So pi is equal to C over D. C is equal to pi over D. How did we get that? We just multiplied by D on both sides. Multiply by D to cancel those out. And what we do to the left-hand side, we do to the right-hand side, we multiply by D. And that C over there is equal to pi D. You understand that? Make sure you watch the section on algebraic expressions if you don't understand that. Okay? Also know that D is equal to 2R. So often they will say that C is equal to pi 2R. Or you might commonly know circumference is equal to 2 pi r. It comes a lot easily off the tongue, 2 pi r. And all that is the circumference of a circle. Right. So what is the area of a circle? I'm going to tell you straight. The area of a circle is pi r squared. You can, well, we will one day derive this in later grades, but for now you need to know pi r squared. Area of a circle is pi r squared. Write this on your wall or on the paper and stick it on your wall. Area of the circle is pi r squared. As you know, r is equal to d over 2, just as 2r is equal to d. Right? So the area of a circle is pi d over 2, because r is equal to d over 2. So that r goes over to there, d over 2 squared. How do we square? We square both the top and the bottom, pi d squared over 2 squared, and that is pi d 4 squared. So this is the area of a circle, and that is an area of a circle. This is easier if you're given diameter, and this is easier if you're given radius, but both you can work out because the diameter is simply double the radius. It's very easy to do. Okay, let's look at some examples with circles. A circle has a radius of 2 meters. 2 meters. Draw and label the circle. Okay, we've got to draw a circle. We put a center point in the circle. We draw a little arrow from the center, and we call that the radius. And then we're going to say the radius is equal to 2 meters. You can, if you want, write the diameter is equal to 4 meters, but you don't have to. Calculate the circumference of the circle. We're going to need to use our calculators here. What is circumference? Circumference is equal to 2 pi r. So that is equal to 2 pi, what is our radius? Our radius is 2. 2 times 2 is equal to 4. pi. And like I say, you're going to need to use your calculator here. So simply get out your calculator and type in 4 multiplied by pi, and you're going to get 12, because pi is 3.1, so it can make sense as 12.57, and that is fine. But wait, meters. Okay, calculate the area of the circle. The area of a circle is equal to pi r squared. Okay, what is r squared? In this case, r is 2, so that is equal to pi, which is pi, r is 2 squared. Pi r squared is equal to pi times 4. And in this case here, it is equal to the exact same 12.457 meters squared now. Right? This is by no means always the case. If r was 3, that would be a 3 there, and that would be 6 pi. And if r was 3, this would be a 3 there, and that would be pi 9. So that's not always the case, it's just the case for 2. And it happens to be the same except the squared. Okay, let's have a look at another example. Right, we have a circle, we have our x and our y is at the top. If you haven't watched the video on Cartesian planes, make sure you do. X is the wheel at the bottom. Oh, now we have 10 and 10. So remember now, this is 2, 4, 6, 8. The intervals are 2 now, because we can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so now we need to figure out the radius of the circle. So the radius is from the center. We can quite easily see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's equal, that's great. So it's 2 blocks. Each block is 2 units. So that is 12, that is 14, that is 16, that is 18, and that is 20. So 16 minus 12 is equal to 4. So the radius of the circle is 4 units. As you can see here, if we went 10 minus 6, it would have been the same thing. Calculate the circumference of the circle. What is circumference? It is equal to 2 pi r, which is equal to 2 pi, what is our radius? It's 4. So that is the same as 8 pi. What is 8 pi equal to? You can leave it as 8 pi if you wanted to. It really doesn't matter. You've calculated it enough, but we're going to say that that is equal to 25.13 units. Remember to add your units and underline it. Okay, now lastly, what is the area, or the area of the circle, sorry. Area is equal to pi r squared. And that is pi. What is r? That's 4 squared. What is 4 squared? Is 16. So pi times 16, we can see it's going to be double in this case. So we go 16 pi, and that is equal to, as you can see, double is 50.26. Or you can round it off to 7. It doesn't matter. And remember, that's not finished. There's units squared. Oh, 7. You must write the units squared here. Let's go on to one last example when it comes to circles. Okay, let's go into example 3. A circle has a radius of 1.5 meters and a circumference of 9.42 meters. Draw and label the circle. Okay, that's quite easy. We draw the circle. We say that that is a 1.5 meter radius. So radius is equal to 1.5 meters. Circumference, we don't need to draw it, but we just need to write circumference is 9.42 meters. Okay, that's telling us quite a lot of information. Calculate the diameter of the circle. Oh, that's quite easy. Diameter is equal to 2r. So that is equal to 2 times the radius of 1.5, and that is equal to 3 meters. Now, it's quite common in this question that they would not give us the radius. So imagine they never gave us the radius, but just told us the circumference. We know that circumference is equal to 2 pi r, right? Now, what if we divide both sides? We want to now solve the radius. So we divide both sides by 2 pi r. So we divide by 2 pi r. We divide by 2 pi r, and we're going to get, these cancel out, whoops, and we're going to get the radius is equal to circumference divided by 2 pi r, and now we can solve it by equaling 9.42 divided by 2 pi. And what's 9.42 divided by 2 pi? Let's check that. I'm going to check it on a calculator. So we've got 9.42 at the top divided by 2 times pi, and that equals 1.5 meters. Brilliant. So we calculated the radius and then we times it by 2 to get the diameter. Calculate the area of the circle. Area is equal to pi r squared. What is r? R is 1.5. So we go pi 1.5 squared. What is 1.5 squared? We know that 15 squared, which is one of our common squares, is at 225. And we've got 2 decimals there, so it is equal to 2.25. And you're going to have to put this into a calculator now, where you're going to go pi multiplied by 2.25, and your answer is going to be 7.07. Now you could leave it like this, that is fine, but I'm just going to write 7.07. What is this? Units, meters, so apologies, 7.07 meters squared. And that is your answer. Well done, grade 8. I hope you got the hang of what the pi is and how we use it. We're going to now look at some conversions before we're going to go into some fun problem solving. Well done, grade 8.